I knocked him down like a bowling ball, man.
Great job.
No,
Life throws us curveballs, moments when we need to gather, remember, and say goodbye. It's during these times that Casey Family Options Funerals and Cremations stands with you.
They offer a wide range of affordable options from traditional funerals to modern celebrations of life. No matter your family's wishes, they can create a meaningful tribute without breaking the bank.
But here's the thing, affordability doesn't mean they cut corners. At Casey Family Options, they believe every life deserves a beautiful send-off.
So when life throws you a curveball, remember, you're not alone. Casey Family Options Funerals and Cremations. Affordable care with endless compassion.
Visit them online at caseyfamilyoptions.com or call them today for a free consultation, 262-653-0667. Hey, Donnie, you want to help me move this weekend? Don't be that guy.
Your friends do not want to spend all day lugging your crap around for a few beers and pizza.
When you're looking to relocate, call on About Time Moving Systems. They have over 20 years of trusted 5-star experience.
Find them online at AboutTimeMoving.com. Your friends and your body will thank you.
Yay!
All right, folks, as you see, this is part 2 of a 2-part episode. You have to go back. Hopefully you went and listened to part 1 already.
Yeah, Candy Eisenhauer has a great story to tell, and that's going to continue right now with part 2.
Enjoy. From that break.
And what a break that was, huh, Jason?
It was an amazing break, Donnie.
Yeah,
so great to be back.
It really is. And we're here with Candy Eisenhauer.
Yeah.
She is telling her great life story and her connection to Kenosha. And it's amazing so far. We got so much more to go, Candy. That's great.
I kind of think God should be done by now.
No, when we talked, you cleaned up, got clean and sober in the early 90s there, and you found your love for singing again. What were you doing for work then when you, in the early 90s? You're clean and sober? What do you...
In the early 90s, I bartended well after I quit drinking.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Was it hard? Or you kind of had it kicked and you're ready to go?
No. Once I made up my mind that that's what I was going to do and realized that it was not my crutch. I didn't need a crutch,
and
socialism came back. And socialism, that's not right. Is that what I meant? Being social came back, and so back at, bartending was
Were you back at Midtown or did you go somewhere else?
I don't remember. God, that was, drinking that much and doing coke so many times. I never smoked pot. I always never liked it. But I think it kind of burned out some of my brain cells because I can't remember certain things.
Okay. But you were thinking about opening your own business.
Yes, absolutely, I was. I opened my own. You want me to start when I opened it?
Well, you opened CD Warehouse in '96, but we want to go a little before that.
Okay.
What led up to that? Were you thinking about owning your own business? Or were you thinking about going into other kind of businesses?
I had a relationship, and we were doing good, and we had the income property, and we'd bought a house out on 13th, and the next step for me was to get out of the bar business, and I was bartending quite a bit. I was bartending during the week and all of that. So that next step was to get out of the bar business, and so Karen and I don't know if anybody knows I'm a lesbian, but
what? Oh my God! No, I thought you were a socialist.
Quit passing things like that around. I'll just say, where'd you get that? You get that from that show? They were making all sorts of stuff up. And Karen and I, we were set. Karen had her job, and it was time for me to do something new.
Yeah.
So.
How did you
I was still at KJS too.
Oh, you're back there.
Yes,
okay.
I was still selling pools at KJS.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
But you wanted to break out on your own. What made you think of Music Store? I mean, your love of music, obviously, but do you think Kenosha had a need for like a music store like that?
Well, I was at KJS. Now that I think about it, I was at KJS, and he had let me go in '94.
Okay.
At the end of '94, he let me go, and he apologized, and I understand why he did, because this was the time he was selling KJS to Doheny.
Okay.
Doheny was only going to keep one employee, and his daughter worked there. So he wanted to make sure she had a job, and I totally get that.
Yeah.
I was glad. It was a family thing. He wanted to take care of his daughter. Mm-hmm. So I was okay with it. And he also told me, I know that you'll land on your feet. Mm-hmm. And he gave me, I owned part of KJS, just at a 10%, thing. And he gave me that back, which was about $8,000.
Okay.
And so I had that, and I thought, well, I've got to make a new career for myself.
Yeah.
As far as what I picked, I sat down first and looked at franchises, because everyone, whatever I read, franchises made it, were successful 80% of the time, and they failed 20% of the time. Non-franchise owners, people that opened their own business, failed 80% of the time, and made it. That was the percentage back then. And I thought, okay, so I need to look for a
name.
Yeah, I need to look for a franchise, and something that I can afford. Mm-hmm. So I went and I thought, how foolish of me to not get into music. I already knew, I felt, a lot. And here's what I always say. Who doesn't want to talk about music all day long?
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
especially with your experience.
Yes, it was looking me right in the face. I'd be able to play music all day. I could talk music all day. And CD stores, CD warehouses, they actually took me down to Texas and trained me and showed me, went in a store and showed me how many hours they're open. They were only open 11 o'clock until 8 at night, and I was out at night. So this is okay. This is fine. It was going to work out good for me. And it was perfect. I believe that the startup cost, the franchise cost, including my inventory and shelves, was $55,000. Okay. So I already had 8. Yep. We got $10,000 from Karen's mom and dad, and we put that together. That was a down payment. We took out a loan, and we opened up CD Warehouse.
Wow.
Yeah.
In 1996, you opened up. This is a prime time for music too.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. You know what? CDs were selling like crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a new release wall where we had it. It must have had 7 across or 8 across, and then 12 down.
Wow,
and those were the new releases.
I love that wall. Seeing what's new.
Exactly.
Like, I didn't know they had an album coming out. Oh wow, look at that.
Exactly.
Because you did use stuff, but you also had the new releases as well too. So
exactly. Yeah, we brought all the new releases. They set me up with 20% used and 80%. New, 20% new and 80% used. Okay. So that you can trade. And back then we had the trading where you trade in 2 and you could get another used one.
Okay. And then when you started out, it was just pretty much just CDs, right? You weren't really getting into...
It was just CDs, yes. Okay. Uh-huh.
No 8-tracks?
No, it was CD Warehouse.
But that was before the vinyl resurgence too, kind of thing.
That was, yes. There actually in 1998, I bought a place called Disco Round in Racine and made that the second CD Warehouse.
Oh, you own this one in Racine too?
Yeah, right on
Racine,
right across from Regency area, right?
Yes, it was next to a Best Buy.
Yes,
in that area. Yeah. So we opened that in 1998, made it a CD Warehouse.
So 2 years after you opened your first location on 80th
Needless to say, the store was doing well.
You were rocking and rolling.
And Karen and I had split up, and so now I owned the store by myself. Okay. So we were done. Mm-hmm. And I paid her parents back the $10,000, and it was basically all mine, which was so cool.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I own 2 stores.
Yeah, that is. It's great.
So being a franchisee, were there any kind of strange rules set forth by the corporation that you had to follow that you thought were kind of odd?
CD Warehouse was very good.
Yeah.
Because CD Warehouse was actually a college kid. His dad was, do you remember, I don't know if you remember, you're not old enough, but years ago, in the department stores, they had vinyl records in racks. Mm-hmm. And there was a guy that would go from the record companies and go change them out, the old ones, and put in the new ones. He changed them out. It was never the department store.
Oh, wow.
It was always this guy. That was his job.
Wow.
Well, this college kid, that's what his dad did for a living.
Oh.
So he got into music, and now we're into CDs, and he would go to, on the weekends, he'd go to,
flea markets, things like that.
Flea markets,
Yeah.
thank you. And build up his collection. And it got to the point where his dad said, you got to open a store. This is ridiculous. There's too much stuff here. He had boxes and boxes. And so his dad knew, to place mark things and put things in country. And so they, put it all together, and they opened a little storefront. His dad, I remember him telling me how upset he was because the kids still had to go to school. So guess who had to run the store?
Oh, this kid was that young, huh?
Yeah, he
Wow.
went to college.
Oh,
his dad
yeah,
was in college.
Okay, yeah.
So he's still got to finish his college years.
Yeah.
So they put together the franchise, and so they were experienced. I was number store 124. So ahead of me were musicians, were people that opened these stores and ran them, and learned how to swap out things, and learned how to trade, and learned how to do all that stuff. They had in the program, it actually told me what to pay for a CD.
Okay.
So it was very easy to do it. You just follow along, and then all I had to do was stand around and talk.
Yeah.
That's perfect for you.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. You get to listen to any music you want coming into the door.
You betcha. There was, like I said so many times, who doesn't want to talk about music all day long? Well, in 1998, when I opened the second store.
Okay.
And they already had started bringing in DVDs.
Okay.
Because now CDs are kind of slowing down a tiny bit. So he brings in DVDs. Well, now there's DVDs in my Racine store, but there are not DVDs in my Kenosha store. So now I've got my brother over there building slat wall shelves for the Kenosha store. The Kenosha store was only 1,000 square feet, and I couldn't believe the music I could get in there and the DVDs I could get in there. And then after that, put in a vinyl wall.
You had a place
great.
packed.
That place was packed.
Yeah. And then the T-shirts on the top, up on the ceiling.
That was, the Racine store was basically the same way, but it was a little bit bigger. There were a couple of 100 extra square feet in there, and he had an office and all of that. And I hired Mike Smith.
Oh, I remember Mike Smith.
Yeah, Mike actually worked at the Kenosha store.
Big Kiss fan, if I remember correctly.
He
loved Kiss.
Yes, absolutely. And I think his kids do too. He's got two boys.
Brainwashed them.
Two long-haired boys. They look like little Mike Smiths.
Oh, boy.
One of them is college bound, from what I understand, and the other one is just graduating from high school or just graduated. I'm not positive, but he ran that Racine store, and people loved him. He knew his music, and he made a commercial, and I still have the commercial.
Oh, cool!
Yeah, for the CD warehouses, and cool. But he was a great addition. He left. He had other things he needed to do. He was getting married. He wanted to have a family, and a manager of a CD store is not going to pay those bills, and so he had to left, and I had other people in there, and they were cool. They tried, but there was nobody like Mike Smith, and so I moved it out to Lake Geneva. I closed it from there, how stupid, and moved it out to Lake Geneva into an empty shopping center, because the guy who sold me the idea said, we're going to fill this place with stores. There are going to be a ton of people out here.
Oh, boy.
I sat out there for 18 months. The store was out there for 18 months. No one on either side.
Oh,
no.
On either side. So I closed that store, and with my tail between my legs, I came home. But we sure had filled a lot of inventory into the Kenosha store by then.
Yeah, then even more so. Yeah, that extra stuff.
We stayed. Actually, I went back to Racine and did stay in Racine. and over by across the street from where that was, there was a little place by the Target there, in the corner between what you got. Well, by Target.
Okay.
And you guys are just great helping me with words. I love it. But I was only open out there for maybe 8 months, and then I closed it and came back to Kenosha. And
then you just had the one store.
Just the one store. And I was getting tired of driving, I was 40 minutes out to Lake Geneva. Then when I came back to Racine, it was still 20 minutes up there. So, I came back home. So.
So, Candy, when did you get involved with the Kiwanis Club?
Well, my insurance agent at the CD warehouse, Karen actually bowled for it was Mike Getch Insurance Agency, Mike Getch, American Family, and he was our insurance agent, and he would come into the store and he'd go, now that you've got a business, you should belong to a service club.
Wow.
You should belong to a service club.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what, Mike, I've got to get this up and running and on its
got things to do.
On its feet. And so I told him no. Finally, in 2002, the store was running. It was, it was doing good, and I had done all the foolish things that I had to do with trying to open other stores. And I said, I'm back in Kenosha, and just the Kenosha store. I think I'm ready to join a service club. And he sold me on the Kiwanis Club of Western Kenosha, and in 2002 I joined the club, and in 2008 I won Kiwanian of the Year. I've got a couple of those, and tickled to death that they gave. At first I was worried about how would they treat a girl. Yeah. And
is it mainly more of a men's club kind of thing?
Mostly men. Yeah. Oh, okay. I think it was 80-20. No, that's their 80-20 thing again. No, it was more like 93-7. Yeah. 93% to 7%. There were only one or two other girls in the club. One of them, they were kind of, I don't know. Mike kept going, she's good. I swear she's good. And, some of them were kind of, I don't know, because they had one girl in the club that basically just joined the club to use it, for her, I think she was a realtor or something like that. But she really gave them a bad taste in their mouths.
I'm sure this was back then. This was much more like the older kind of the school, the older kind of mentality kind of thing then too. Yeah,
I think so. Although they were all nice to me.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And the first, we were still doing Kohorama back then, and so the first thing that I did when it came to signing up at Kohorama was sign up for the fish tent to weigh fish.
Oh, wow.
I said, I'm going to show them that I'm in this club for the work and for the camaraderie, and
you'll do the dirty work.
And I will do the dirty work. I'm not afraid to do it. And, I'll stand right beside you.
Now, any of our new people to Kenosha don't know what Kohorama is, and I guess we could say it's almost like a precursor to what Taste Wisconsin is. It was like a big festival with bands and food, but it was also a fishing tournament.
Correct.
So that combined in there too.
Yes.
When was the last year of Kohorama? Do you remember? You started this Taste in 2009.
Started in Taste 2009. It was only 2 or 3 years.
Okay.
So I don't know, 2005 or 6, something like that.
So then, how did Taste of Wisconsin come to be?
Well, there were 3 of us. There was myself, Stacy Lipke, and Jeff Hansen.
By this time, you're the president of the Kiwanis Club.
I was I was the president in 2008 and 2009. That's correct.
Yeah.
So
you've done it all, Candy.
Yes.
So you got in this men's club and rose up pretty quick to the president.
Right. I knocked him down like a bowling ball, man.
Great job.
No, well, like I said, I was determined to prove my worth, and they honored me with that, giving that to me after only being in the club for 6 years.
Yeah. Wow.
And that was, to me, that was an honor, Okay. But 2 years before that, while we were trying to get ready for that, we did a couple of things down by the lake to try things, to see what would work. Then we did the Harbor Fest, where the ships came in.
Oh, yeah.
They only came every 4 years.
Oh, the tall ship thing?
Tall ships, yes. And we did the festival there.
Okay.
one year, and we were talking about doing it again when they came in. Well, before we were supposed to be bringing them in, before we even walked away from that meeting, we were $100,000 in debt.
Oh, jeez.
Bringing in the ships.
Oh.
So we said, you know what, we're going to pass. And as we were leaving, one of the girls from the Department of Tourism said, you know, I've got an idea that maybe you might be interested in. So we went into her office and she said, what about having a food and music festival? You don't charge any cover charge, and open it, you know, have maybe a kids thing where, I mean, she laid it all out for us, and all we had to do was follow through and do
wow.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Right there for you.
yes, it was. And so we, you know, that's a great idea. And we took the idea and we ran with it. Two tents, and that year, you know, we had bands playing all day long, you know, in both the tents. And then the next year, we had pushed further up. We were right on the harbor, the same place that we had the Tall Ships Festival.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And the next year, we brought more up. We had more. We're taking more room. And the third year, you know, where were we going to go? And Jeff and Stacy said, you know, this place up there at the end, at Celebration Place, would be great.
Yeah.
And I said, no, I don't want to move. You know, I was old and crotchety. No, we're good. We're good. We'll figure out how to work this out here. And they took me in the car and they drove me up there and they spread it out for me.
This is
They
how
said,
it should be.
vendors all around the sidewalk here, and, you know, we can put a band here and a band there. And, you know, we were bursting at the seams when we were down there. So I said, let's do it. And from that, it was one of the most successful festivals in this area.
Well, it's great because, I mean, one of the recent years that you have 4 stages now going.
Yes.
You just walk like the circle and you see there's all these vendors everywhere. It's one of the best festivals in town, really.
Yeah,
It was-
and the perfect layout as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, and I think the city planned that, and we worked it to a T. It was, I know the city put that stuff together for it. They wanted their festivals up at that end,
Right.
and I don't know if you noticed, but a lot more festivals are going up
Oh,
there.
yeah.
That was
And
what Pride
using it.
Fest was recently. In the same,
Yes,
they kind of did the same
absolutely,
kind of thing.
yeah.
So. They didn't really take advantage of the circle, though. It's kind of like laid out everything.
Yeah, they did. They were thinking
But that
when
was
they
packed,
put
too.
that together.
That's coming a pretty...
Yes, yeah, it is.
pretty big
It was a
event,
huge
yeah.
success. It was a good time when we were there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
How'd you get involved with the musicians assisting in advancing music? The MAM.
I'm their treasurer. I've been that for many, many years.
okay.
I started the Jeff Stevens. I think it was his idea. He got a bunch of musicians together, and his plan originally was to help musicians, you know, make it and stuff like that, and then you know, just help build the music scene. And we kind of took that idea, you know, that's when Jeff left, actually. 2011, I think, maybe he moved.
Around then, yeah.
And that was the first few years of MAM, Musicians Assisting Advancing Musicians, or music. We just kind of took the idea, and then and it was myself then and Michael Gannat, who's passed away since, God bless him.
Yeah, he's a good, great guy. We have a little note from
COVID,
up
man.
there.
He wrote us a little note right there.
Oh, yeah.
He was a fan of the show in the early years.
you know,
he was a great man. He really was.
Yes, what a loss! What a loss! You know, and you know, my heart goes out to his wife. But anyway, he and Frank Carmichael was interested in helping us get up off the ground.
Nice.
And so we figured, well, let's do this. Why don't there's always room on that lakefront for music.
Yeah.
You know, and the only day out of the week was Tuesday
Right.
left, you know, otherwise there's always something going on.
Yeah.
And so we just thought, well, let's do Tuesday night, let's do local bands. Let's do local musicians. and run a few Tuesdays. And Frank Carmichael was right there. He said, you give me a sponsorship and I will be your advertising. I will advertise in Happenings.
Yeah, he's the owner of Happenings Magazine. For
Yes,
those that
Frank
don't
is
know.
the owner. Frank and Kim Carmichael are the owners. And so he was right there. When we went down to look at the grounds, he and myself and Michael kind of looked around and we talked about it and we decided what to call it. And we got our 501c3 and our Wisconsin, and then we decided, well, what we'll do is when people are there, we'll do 50/50s. And now it is so busy.
Yeah, it is.
Because you didn't say it's Tuesdays at the Shell.
It's Tuesdays at the Shell.
Yeah,
it's TATS. Tuesday at the Shell. It's turned into a wonderful event, and I want to thank everybody that comes out.
Yeah, it is.
And once again, a free event.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it is every year gets bigger and better.
Yes.
I mean,
yeah, great bands. We every Tuesday, and now I think this year we're doing 9 Tuesdays. Yeah, we started before the 4th of July. Normally we didn't wait. We started after the 4th, but then we decided Rick Branch is the president of MAM, and he is also the chairman of the committee.
great musician as well.
Yes, he
Rick,
is. Yeah, he's got a hell of a voice. Hell of a voice. I can say that.
Say
Because
whatever
I
you
can say
want.
shit. Anyway, yeah. So he's the president, and Timothy Graham is the vice president, and Angie Lee is the secretary, and I'm the treasurer.
Okay.
We stopped having members, and I'm still trying to get them to turn around and put that back, because when it comes to having people to help do those kind of things, ma'am, originally we had speed booking, where we had it at Fusion, and we would set up vendors, or not vendors, people that own places to play.
Oh, okay.
Not genres, people that own places to play, owners. And if you were a band, you'd have your packet, and you would go sit down at a table. You had 5 minutes to tell them about your band, and then you got up and you went to the next table and talked to maybe another club owner, and we did that for
really
a while.
cool.
Yeah, it was really neat, and we had members back then. One of the reasons that Michael and I decided to stop having members, well, we brought it to the board and they agreed, was we had a $10 fee. And trying to get some of these people to pay that $10 fee, I would go to we had Tuesday night over at Arts Bar right here.
Oh, Champions.
At Champions,
Yes.
and we did Tuesday night over there, and I would go to see one of the bands that maybe hadn't paid. They knew what I was there for, and they would walk on completely the other side of the room to go to the bathroom.
Oh, boy.
So, Michael said, you know what, we can do this. We don't need to get money from people. And we decided the 50/50s, so let's do 50/50s at the Tuesday at the Shell, and we'll make our money that way.
Yeah,
Now-
I mean, there's a lot of people there now doing these 50/50s.
And people have become so generous that we now we were giving $350 per award, to people, and it was teachers. It was from the Kenosha Unified School District. If you were a music teacher, you could put in for apply for a grant.
Okay.
And by the way, the grant is now called the Michael Gannett
Oh, nice.
grant. Yeah,
Very nice.
And so you can apply for a grant. We went from $350 up to $500 this year because we have money in our coffers, to use. And like I said, people have been so generous. Some people, we do 50/50 and they give us back their 50. Or their 50%. And so, I mean, we're trying to open it up to low-income families that are trying to give their kids lessons and they need money for that.
Yeah.
Maybe we haven't pushed teachers hard enough, music programs hard enough that they can apply on that grant for somebody.
Okay.
And also for buying an instrument. If they need a musical instrument and they don't have enough money for it, we're willing to give a grant for that.
Very cool.
Yeah, so we need to get that out. We need more people to know that, and we're going to start pushing that a lot more because there's so much talent in this town. This is a another thing that I love about Kenosha. This is the most talented town.
Yes.
That the talent, the music is unbelievable, and so to some of these kids don't have the ability to get that instrument to play and to learn, and we should be able to open that up and give them that opportunity.
For sure. Very nice.
Yeah. Candy, let's go to that year 2020. There was COVID, and then there was no taste of Wisconsin. Following year, no taste of Wisconsin, and then 2022, the final taste of Wisconsin was announced was going to be the last one. But it wasn't. Take us through that year.
What happened there?
Why was it going to be why was it going to be the last one?
Well,
then?
Stacy and myself and Jeff were stepping down.
Okay.
And we didn't have anybody that said they were going to do it. Well, show us what to do, or
so nobody stepped up from the Kiwanis.
Nobody stepped up from the club.
Yep.
And we went all the way into the advertising and everything. And it was the most successful taste that we had ever had.
Wow.
I think the club we had 75,000 people on the grounds in those 3 days.
Wow.
And so afterwards, the club got together and said, hey, it's our major fundraiser.
Yeah, we
don't have any
quit.
show us what to do. We'll do it.
We have to do it.
Yeah, we'll do it. We need to do it. And so that's a lot of discussion, and we needed to come back with it.
Yeah.
So,
do you think a lot of people came because they thought it was going to be the last one?
For that one, the 75,000. Normally, we were at 60 to 65,000.
Okay,
so there were about 10,000 more. I'm sure came because it was going to be the last one.
Better go now.
Yeah, let's not go on the vacation this week. Let's go to Taste of Wisconsin. I'm sure of it. But it's hard. It's been hard, and we want everybody to know that we are doing it. We're continuing to do it. To build that back up again, we need to. I think we did maybe 50,000 last year, so on the grounds, and that was like our third year.
Still a good number, right?
Yeah.
Well, I think this year is going to be a huge hit, as always, because this is, like you said, this is one of the best events that happens here in Kenosha.
Yes, and this year we are doing more for the kids.
Oh, wonderful.
More of a kids zone. We had the bouncy houses. Now we're going to do more face paintings going to go on and that sort of thing. We wanted the whole family to come down. And the reason why we want to keep it family friendly and not charge an admission is because we want those families to come down and spend what money they have on buying their kids something to eat.
Yeah, buy some food, have some beer.
Enjoy the day. Yes, and enjoy the day.
I like it because of the 4 stages. Like, you get such a variety. It's so versatile down there.
Yeah, the acoustic stages.
If you don't like the one band, go around the corner, someone else playing. You don't like that band, go around the corner, someone else playing.
You don't like that food, go try this food.
Yeah,
you
like exactly.
This food, go try
If you need a beer, you'll find one real quick. It's like boom, 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 boom. It's very accessible. Even with so many people there, it's still easy to get around and easy to get what you need there.
Exactly.
I guess has made it such a success over the years.
We had our things that we had to learn, obviously. The first couple of years, we had a lot of congestion, and we just moved the vendors back. We started their back now 6 feet off of the sidewalk, so there's room to mingle around and that sort of thing. We had big thoughts. We were going to have like picnic tables in between the vendors and stuff where you can sit down. Who's got the room? We don't have the room.
Do you do anything other than food? Do you have any like art vendors or anything like that there?
No, because we didn't want to. Because we had, my God, we had so many people calling once Taste Wisconsin got going. They want to be a vendor, the sunglasses and T-shirts and art, and they want to sell the jewelry, and we want it to be a food festival.
Yeah, okay.
And to bring all of those other things in, we just wouldn't have had room for it. So this way, we've got very few over things where you'd see it again, where, maybe there's going to be hot dogs. That's, a lot of people sell that stuff.
Yeah.
We had hot beefs and cheese curds and stuff like that. It's hard to, make sure that everybody just sells one or only one person is selling that with you dealing with 30 people.
Yeah, but you try to mix it up though then.
Yeah, so we'd want to mix it up as much as we can.
I mean, do you have to turn people down? Because people probably try to get a hold of you guys. We want to be part of Taste Wisconsin. We're totally full. We're so sorry. Get on the waiting list.
Yeah.
Kind of how it works.
And I actually got a phone call from a lady that was there last year, and she wanted to come back because they had such a good time. They were wonderful, but they sent back my application, and I don't, and I said, tell me, did anything happen last year? Did anything happen, maybe that, well, my son got into a little argument, but it wasn't, it was just shouting.
There it is.
Yeah, to hear the guys talk about it, it was a little bit more than a little confrontation. And it was just verbal? No, it wasn't just verbal. So I said, I'm sorry, I can't override the committee.
Yeah.
I would say my suggestion would be to, put an application in for next year.
Yeah, try again next year. Sorry.
Yeah. When you've got, and there are a lot that we do turn away. Absolutely.
I bet
and it's not because we don't like them. It's not because we don't want to have them. It's because we've already got vendors that we know are tried and true. And
we'll let you know if something opens up.
Yeah, exactly. So you're looking at 25, 30,000 people a day.
Yeah.
That's have them on the ground, and they're usually come and they stay all day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people. It's a lot of people.
Yeah. So Taste is here to stay.
Yes, Taste is here to stay. Absolutely.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, the club has committed themselves to it, and we've got committees that have 2 or 3 people on it, and we've got another committee with 2 or 3 people on it, and everybody's stepping up, and I'm very proud of them. I'm very excited.
So with that, the final Taste Wisconsin 2022, you had some more changes coming around because in early 2023, you closed down CD Warehouse.
I did.
Such a sad day.
I mean, we were changing time, so it wasn't no shock to anybody, really. Going back, CDs, we were doing CDs, we were doing vinyl, and kudos to our landlord, never raised the rent on me. Oh,
He
nice.
did when we were doing okay, but it got to the point, where we weren't, and I said, I can't. And I would pay the regular rent every month, and then I would end up owing a balance at the end of the year. And he said, Candy, I can't keep going to my partners and having them forgive the balance. And I said, you know what? I can only afford the original rent. CDs aren't selling like they used to.
Yeah.
In 2004, we had to go to, things started slowing down before that. We had to go to Amazon and sell on Amazon. And in a way, that hurt the store because, you had something good in the store, it was starting to go out the back door on Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
So your inventory was not as favorable as it used to be. And, so we tried to buy more stuff, but people just, at that point, I'm going to keep it or,
And you were doing CDs, DVDs, Blu-rays,
video games,
vinyl, everything.
Yeah, we brought all sorts of things in to bring in customers, and then you got the streaming that started in 2012, and that hurt us musically. That hurt us with the DVDs because people were buying the packages. They were buying, which, by the way, if you're streaming and not buying DVDs from that little DVD store somewhere, you could be hurting them and know that you don't own that. You never will own that.
Yeah.
That's not yours. So paying that service every month is not necessarily, it's just money down the drain. Granted, you get the movie and go into the place and they may not have it in stock. That's true. But, there are a lot of different things.
There's a good thing about having a hard copy of something.
Copy, it's yours. And no one can take it away.
So is that kind of how you came to the conclusion to close the doors at CD Warehouse?
Yeah, it was getting to the point.
Your version of CD Warehouse.
Okay, so I was going to be 69 years old. And to me, to continue to run the store,
Yeah, you're ready.
You know, I was ready, and to put little bits in there, it was getting costly. I couldn't come up with the money anymore.
Yeah,
and so I decided to close it. And should I go on with the story about where it is and why now?
Well, because it was reborn, just like Taste came back.
Yes.
CD Warehouse came back, and that was your longtime employee Nate. I can't say his last name. Kusheri.
Good
man, very good man. I met him a few times.
Yes,
he reopened CD Warehouse at a new location at 2559 75th Street. He opened in the summer of 2023, so we didn't even go 6 months without a CD Warehouse.
Yes,
so he came back
went
pretty
very quickly. He asked me what I was going to do with my inventory, and I said, I mean, this is what made me feel like, yeah, he's the man to do it. He said, what are you going to do with what you've got left over? And I said, I don't know.
Was he working for you at the time, or was he former employee?
He worked for me when he was in high school.
Okay, years ago.
He actually owns a company called N8, which is an internet company.
Okay.
He's in IT. But anyway, when it came for me to close it, he asked me what I was going to do with the inventory, and I said, well, I don't know. I said, why do you ask? He said, because I want to buy it.
Oh.
And I said, what do you mean you want to buy it?
Did you perk up there?
I said, why? And he said, because I don't think it's time for CD Warehouse to close.
Oh, that must have felt so good.
Oh, my God. And it was like, oh, I raised you right. No, it did. It made me proud, that he felt that way. And then, right before he opened the store, about 2 months before, I got a phone call from him, and he said, so what are you doing? I said, no, nothing. He said, listen, I'm out in your driveway. Come on out to your front door. So I came to the front door, and he said, come out here on the porch. So I stepped on the porch, and he said, would you like to have a tour through the new CD Warehouse? And he pointed to the old U.S. Cellular right next door to my house.
It's right by your house.
Yeah. Right next door. I walk across the driveway to get there. I even have a key. So whenever he's needed anything, and if I have ever needed anything, he's always been there. He's like family. He's like the son, and the three of them are like the sons I've never had. So,
are you going to pick up any shifts over there?
No, I am not. I don't want to learn their point of sale. I don't want to learn that yet. So, I thought about it, but I don't want to learn that.
I mean, it's full circle for you. I mean, it's right there in your neighborhood now.
Yeah.
You wake up, you get outside, and you see, wow, this is something that I did that's continuing on.
Yeah,
and it's got to make you feel great.
It does. It makes me feel good. I'm very proud, and I'm proud of the business that he's doing.
And he had bands playing there earlier. He had a record release.
He had record store day. That's
food trucks, everything.
Yeah,
right?
he knows how to do things up right. He had. I never had. In my defense, I always say this: I never had room in the store to have bands in my store. The Racine store did, but not the Kenosha store.
Yeah,
but he had over. He had his boys. I was going to say they had a daughter, and when he and Morgan married, they had a daughter. She's now works there at the store.
Oh, cool.
And then he's got triplets that are 15, or going to be 15.
Okay.
Boys. They had clickers, and so when people came in the door, they would click. They had over 1,000 people in that store on Record Store Day.
That is something.
Yes,
that's a great turnout. Yeah,
exactly. And Record Store Day is it's only vinyl. It's special ones that artists put out. Where
special releases,
special
just
releases,
for that.
like they've got them in their coffers somewhere. They've got some audio stuff that they did, and they want to put it on the record now, and that's what those are, and people love to have them and they're limited. They're very limited.
Yep.
500 to 1,000. Yeah. So he sold every one of them.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Yeah, he sold every one. So
yeah, get on down to CD Warehouse over there on the corner of 26th and 75th. Check them out. They got a nice selection of CDs, vinyl, DVDs, some cassettes too. There, I've seen.
Yeah, he's starting with cassettes now too.
Which I guess those are coming back. I don't get that trend.
I heard that. Yeah,
I don't know.
That's your analog, I guess.
Right,
back to analog, so you don't have to haul around the album. You got the little cassette in your pocket.
It's a great looking place there. I mean, it looks good.
It's nice and big. Yeah.
And then Taste Wisconsin's coming up. It's Friday, July 26th, Saturday, July 27th, and Sunday, July 28th. Located down at Harbor Park Right across from the lighthouse, pretty much.
Yeah, that's going to be another great event. Candy, I just got to ask you this. We went through pretty much your whole life here. You've accomplished so much. But what are you most proud of that you've done in your wonderful life?
I'm proud of CD Warehouse. Definitely proud of that. And I'm proud of the new one. I'm proud that he continued with it and wanted to. I'm proud of my service to being a Kiwanian and being a MAM member, and I'm proud of that because I made a difference. I hope.
Yeah.
And
it's made things a little bit better.
Yeah, and I'm proud of being able to play music. I've lived my life the way that I want to live it.
Now that is great.
I'm proud of your sobriety because if you didn't, you probably wouldn't have had all this.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. If I had not stopped drinking, I don't believe I'd have all this now.
You'd just be sitting in a bar till you die, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, Candy, appreciate everything you've done for the community. I say that in every show, but I mean it with you because you've done everything. You've proven points. You've donated money. You've done everything.
Thank you.
You know what? I'd say keep up the good work, but you're going to be shipping off to Florida to enjoy the good life.
That's right. That's the plan. That's the plan.
All right. And I think we're going to take our next break. We'll be right back and wrap things up here with Candy Eisenhauer. Don't touch that dial.
Yay!
Oh no, I got pulled over again!
Well, you better call Parise. That's the law offices of Frank J. Parise. Frank and his team specialize in misdemeanors, felonies, DUIs, drug charges, domestic violence, and juvenile law.
Don't settle for any fly-by-night attorney you may find on a Google search.
Call the best, and that is the law offices of Frank J. Parise.
Call now, 262-656-9900, or send Frank and his team an email at fparise@fjpllc.com.
You'll be glad you called Frank Parise.
Yay!
Offering the very best in aesthetic services, including lash extensions, custom facial and body treatments, and waxing, Wink Beauty Boutique is located right above the Village Supper Club at 10909 Sheridan Road.
And guys, a gift certificate would be perfect for your girl, your mom, your aunt, even your grandma could use a wax.
Visit their website at winkbeautyboutique.com for more info.
Yay!
And we're back from that other break.
We sure are, Donnie. How you doing there?
I'm doing great. And Jason, you know what time it is?
6:15.
It's time for Kenosha Connects.
Oh my gosh, Donnie. And Kenosha Connects is brought to you this week by Frank's Diner.
Oh, Frank's Diner.
Hey, Donnie, where you going?
Oh, I'm getting down to Frank's Diner. They are only open for breakfast and lunch, so I gotta hurry.
Frank's Diner? What do they have down there?
Oh my gosh, they have amazing food. They have their world famous garbage plates, but guess what? They have so much more. Fantastic homemade French toast, delicious sandwiches for lunch, and be sure to check out their daily specials. Kevin is always coming up with something new and different just for everybody to try.
Yeah, got some great stuff down there. That's Frank's Diner, located in downtown Kenosha, 508 58th Street.
Get your Frank's Diner on. But now let's get on with the Kenosha Connects. Are you ready, Candy?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Besides Taste of Wisconsin, what is your favorite annual Kenosha event? I guess you could take out Tuesday at the Shell as well.
Yeah, okay. Oh, boy. You know, Kenosha has so many great events. I'd say Harbor Market, but you know what? I mean, Jesus, there's more than one.
Right.
Yeah.
And it happens more times than once. Oh, Jesus. Oh, excuse me.
He forgives you.
I can't name one.
Okay.
I cannot name one. That's a tough one.
There's so many.
Yeah, there are. There's, so many. I can't. I can't. I'm sorry.
Peanut butter and jam?
Peanut butter jam, but that's a daily. I mean, that's once a week.
true.
That's
So
true.
I
We didn't say
was thought
annual,
we were
so-
just
We did
going
say
with,
annual.
Yeah.
Just making sure you actually listen to the question. We like that.
Oh, yeah.
How about this one, Candy? The best public toilet in Kenosha.
I'm not sure I've been in all of them. Let me get back to you on that. I'm going to be back. I got to take a ride. Best public. Oh, boy. I think Lincoln Park's, believe it or not, I think is the best one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that one.
Okay.
Yeah. In case you're out about.
All right. What is something about Kenosha that you'd like new residents to know about?
That Kenosha is a venue. It's a destination. It's not just a town that you live in, and it wasn't always that way, but it's a destination, and going down towards the lake is the way to go.
Yep.
Okay, here's a thinker for you. Which now closed Kenosha business do you wish you could bring back?
Midtown Lounge.
There we
Yeah.
go. All right. Favorite local band or musician today or of all time?
God, there's so many good musicians
You're
from.
afraid you're going to leave some out, huh?
Yeah. I mean, because I was I could say Gary Falcone. I mean, he's not local anymore, but God, he was good. I'm sorry. Jeff Jacob.
Oh, yeah.
Ah,
I think was probably one of the best guitar players that I ever played with.
Jeff Jacob and the Resentments from that one? That's the same guy? I'm mixing that up.
Well, he passed away a while back.
Well, this was, it's a while, but he was the Resentments, I think that was his name?
I don't know if he had a band. I
Jeff
don't remember
Jacob
his band's names.
Jeff Jacob and something it was called, I think. But, okay.
Okay.
Great guitar player?
Great guitar player.
All right. How about this one? Your favorite local place to see a band today or all time?
Midtown Lounge.
that was the spot.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was. Yeah.
All right. Where in Kenosha would you recommend someone going on a first date?
Well,
Can't
God.
go to taste?
You know what? I think if I were going on a first date, I think now this is a guy taking the girl or the girl taking the guy.
Anybody taking anybody?
Anybody
doesn't
taking
matter.
anybody.
Yep.
I think I would take them down to to Southport.
Oh, okay.
And maybe take a walk on the beach.
Yeah, nice. Talk a
Actually,
little bit.
I would take them down to Simmons now because Simmons is cleaned up nicely.
The new beach house down there. Well, not new, but the reopened beach house.
Reopened, yeah.
they
And
got-
she did a lot of work in there, from what I understand. So
Meryl did a lot of work.
that's great. Yeah.
Great.
So when are we going to go on our first date, Candy?
Yeah. Wink, wink, wink.
All right, final question for this segment, Candy. This is the toughest question you'll ever be asked about Kenosha. Big Star or The Spot?
I have to say the spot.
Okay.
Because you're a Southside girl.
I'm a
There
Southside
we
girl.
go.
I am.
All right. That was our Kenosha Connects, and that was brought to you by Frank's Diner.
Hey. And now it's time for trivia.
Oh my gosh, trivia.
And trivia is brought to you by who, Donnie?
Trivia is brought to you by The Letter Machine. They're located at 725 50th Street. They can customize almost anything. Uniforms, gifts, accessories, school apparel, office attire, you name it. Also check out their online novelty shop at lettermachine.com as they have some awesome ready-made designs just for you. Tina and Dave, go support them at the Lettering Machine.
I think we're getting some new hats put up there soon. Some baseball
Yeah, I
caps.
can't wait to see
On
that.
our store there. So, yeah, I can't wait to see that.
And
So.
Dave do great work in the rest of them there.
So for our trivia segment today, Donnie's going to take on Candy in this 100% legitimate, definitely not skewered, on the level, totally fair trivia game. This week's trivia topic is completely random and not catered to the guest one bit. Last year, Rolling Stone ranked the 500 greatest albums of all time. The classics that have become synonymous with our culture over the last century. This one's going to be easy. I'm going to give you the title and year of one of these top albums. You must provide the artist.
Okay.
And to make this even easier for you, I've selected albums from that made the top 100 of all time.
Okay. All right.
So if I say Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 1967, the answer would be...
The Rolling Stones.
Candy, would you like to go first? Or should I have Donnie go first?
I'll go first.
All right. Candy, your album is Axis, Bold as Love, 1967.
That's Santana, isn't it? Not Santana? No?
No, that's
What is it? Okay, wait.
Axis, Bold as Love.
Axis. Jeff Beck.
No, that's the Jimi Hendrix Experience.
Oh, jeez.
Donnie?
Okay, I'm ready. What tough one did you give me?
Oh, these are fine. Take Care, 2011.
Take Care, 2011. Take Care. Santana.
That would be Drake,
Oh, yeah.
the number 95 album of all time.
What?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that now.
That was that good of an album?
Drake is huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Candy, how about this one? Blue from 1971.
Leanne Rimes.
1971.
Oh, 1971. Oh, okay. She wasn't.
Oh, I know this
Wasn't
one.
born yet.
I know this one.
Okay. Blue. 1971.
This is the number 3 album of all time.
Really? I don't know where you're getting that stuff from.
Rolling
It
Stone.
certainly is not correct. Boy, Blue. Top 3.
1971.
1971. That's the year I graduated from high school.
Oh, I'm sure you probably own this record.
I'm supposed to remember. No, I did not own that one. I know I didn't. Jefferson Airplane.
It's Joni Mitchell.
I knew that one.
Oh my God! Yeah, no, I didn't follow her back then. I was more of a rocker.
Okay.
Although she knew every rock musician in the world.
All right, Donnie, here's your second one.
All right.
Remain in Light, 1980.
Remain in Light. Queen. No.
That would be Talking Heads with the number 39
how did
album
I
of all
know
time.
that? It's harder when he asks these questions. You know?
Is it harder?
I'm thanking God you're missing them too.
All right, Candy, here's your last one. London Calling, 1979.
Oh my God, I know who that is.
This is the number 16 album of all time.
I know the name of that album. I
London
know.
Calling.
What are some of the tracks on the album?
Do you have that information?
They have a song called London Calling.
Where's my phone? I don't know.
The Clash?
Oh, yeah, okay, so that's fine.
Wait,
I wasn't a
who?
Clash fan.
Oh, The Clash. Yeah. Ding, ding, ding. Got that right.
Yay!
Wow. All right. Good job, Candy.
Donnie, your last one here.
All right. Let's see if I can tie it up.
1975's Blood on the Tracks.
Bob Dylan.
Wow.
Hey!
Yay.
Oh, my goodness.
All right, we're going to a tiebreaker here.
I'm so sorry to do that to you,
I
Candy.
can't believe you gave me that one.
Candy? Back to Black, 2006.
Aerosmith.
Yay!
No, it was Amy Winehouse, but we're going to give it to you anyway.
Oh, yes, and it was, too, and I know that. I
Yes.
know that. Oh,
That-
my
The
God.
number 33 album of all time.
Who makes these lists? I don't like it.
I don't know.
Well, Candy, you win a Ktown Connects koozie courtesy
Oh,
of
really?
the lettering
Oh.
machine. So that is for you on your travels to Florida to keep those drinks nice and cold. Well, thank you once again so much, Candy, for joining us here on the Ktown Connects podcast. We wish you the best of luck in the future, and everything you've done it's just amazing. It really
you
is.
so much. Thank you.
Speechless about it.
It's all been fun.
So also, we have to look for this episode and many more of the Ktown Connects podcast on Spectrum Channel 14 and Kenosha Community Media streaming channel on your Roku. They air every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and Sundays at 5.
Look, Mom, I'm on TV.
Yeah, that's old.
You know what I haven't said in a while? Order those pizza pies.
Because we don't have a pizza sponsor.
I know. I miss saying that.
We used to be at Luigi's as our sponsor, and
Yeah.
he had his line, but yeah.
Yeah, but I can't use it anymore. But don't forget to follow the Ktown Connects podcast on all social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, X, aka Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Drop us a 5-star review or a thumbs up. Just write us a great review and spread the word about the hottest podcast in town. And what podcast is that, Jason?
The Ktown Connects podcast?
You are
Okay.
correct.
Yay!
Today's episode is brought to you by our Patreon subscriber of the week, and that is Megan Hunzinger.
Oh, hey, what's up, Megan?
Thank you, Megan, for all your support. If you'd like to become a Patreon subscriber, visit ktownconnects.com. Get this, Donnie. Subscriptions start at just $2 a month.
That's it?
That's it.
That's cheaper than a cup of coffee.
Yeah, no kidding. And that gets you early access to every episode in its raw, unedited form, sometimes with up to an hour of bonus content.
Wow.
Also, you get every episode of our spin-off series, It Is What It Is.
It's no longer award winning.
No?
No.
Our word was taken back?
Yeah. They say we're phonies.
Okay. That's where Donnie will talk about anything. So.
You'll talk about anything.
That's you. I don't know.
You're going to get canceled on
We're
this
going to see who Donnie hates this week. So once more, we got to thank all of our great sponsors to make the show possible, including A-Plus Mobility,
Shannon Franklin of Remax Elite,
Union Park Tavern.
Yay!
There she is, Angie. We love you. Aaron Hunzinger of AH Did It.
Casey Family Options, Funerals and Cremations.
About Time Movers.
The Lofts of Frank J. Parise.
Frank Steiner.
Public Craft Brewing.
The Lettering Machine.
Wink Beauty Boutique.
The Port of Kenosha Beverage House.
Rocket Optical.
And, of course, Vintage Undergrounds.
Well, Donnie, we've been having a great time here talking to Candy, and we're just full. But I had this question that's bugging me. I got to ask you.
Yeah. Ask away, buddy. What's wrong? What's troubling you?
What are we doing here, Donnie?
We are connecting Kenosha.
Kenosha, Kenosha, that great big busy